So if you're purchasing, how can I not talk today? Why can I not talk? Okay. Let's talk luxury handbags. You guys know that I have been collecting luxury handbags over the years, and along the way I have learned a lot of tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you guys today. So today we're going to talk about 5 different tips that I have when you are purchasing either your very first handbag or you are starting your luxury handbag collection and you are at the very beginning and you really just want to think about all aspects of starting that collection or buying that first handbag. Like I said, I've been purchasing luxury for years and my taste has definitely changed over the years. My mindset has changed over the years, and I really think these 5 tips will really help anybody when you are making that first or one of your first luxury purchases. I do have a lot of eye candy throughout this video, and I will be sharing 2 brand new handbags. As always, everything will be linked down below in the info box, so let's go ahead and get started. The first tip that I wanted to share with you guys is to not rush buy. Do not rush buy. This is such an important tip in my opinion, and I really don't feel like people talk about it enough. We get so excited when it comes to that handbag. Maybe someone offered to buy you one as a gift, or maybe you finally have a certain amount of money saved up. So you go out, you go to the mall, and you've got all these stores to look at, and you get so excited whenever you get into that store and you feel all this pressure that you have to buy because the salesperson is helping you, and you just make a purchase and you walk out and you're happy, but then 6 months later you wish you had bought something else. Do not rush buy, you guys. It is so important to go and see a bag once or twice before you purchase it for the first time. Now, that obviously depends on how long you've been researching it. Maybe you've watched a ton of videos. Maybe you don't have the luxury of being able to go up to the mall and visit a Chanel or a Louis Vuitton store multiple times before you make a purchase. Obviously, that is going to be an exception. However, really think about your purchase. When I am buying luxury, I very rarely have ever just gone to the mall, saw a bag, and purchased it. And if I have, I always ended up regretting it every single time. I really like to think about the bag that I want to buy. I wait until it just keeps calling my name. I usually go visit it a few times. I look at some Pinterest photos of people wearing it and styling it. I watch reviews if there are any online. I do everything that I can to exhaust all of the information that I want to have before I make this purchase, and then I decide to go buy it. And a lot of times I don't even buy it the first time that I go see it. Sometimes I will go up to the store, try it on, maybe take a couple of selfies with it, go have lunch or go home for the day, and then go back a day or 2 later if I can't stop thinking about it and actually make the purchase. I think it is so important to really let go of that excitement that we have, because not that buying your first bag can't be exciting. It should be. It needs to be, but you don't want that excitement to wear off immediately or very quickly, because once it does, then it's just not fun anymore. Truly think about the bag that you want to buy. Do not rush buy. Do not rush yourself. The bag will be there, and make sure it's the one that you actually want to purchase. Tip number 2 is to come up with a realistic budget. Keep in mind, I said realistic budget. This is not going to be the same for everybody. It's really going to depend on what you feel comfortable spending or what your budget is. But there are a couple of reasons why I think it is important to come up with a realistic budget, and probably even be a little bit more conservative when it comes to that first or those first few luxury purchases. Since this is your first luxury purchase, you have probably never carried around a $2,000, $3,000, or $5,000 handbag around. And is that something that you're going to be comfortable with? Think about your lifestyle. If it is your first luxury handbag ever and you go and spend $6,000 on a Chanel jumbo, are you really going to want to carry that around and set it down at the park bench or at a restaurant or at the bowling alley or wherever it is that you go on an everyday basis? Probably not, because you are going to be so stressed out about carrying that expensive handbag on your arm, or just setting it down and just living with it on an everyday basis. I think it is so important to start with a realistic budget and be probably a little bit more conservative than you would be in the future. When I first started luxury handbags, I really stayed within that $1,000 to $2,000 range. Now, obviously, the cost of handbags have gone up astronomically, but I've also started to feel a lot more comfortable carrying my luxury handbags throughout, you know, my everyday life and within my lifestyle, which then allowed me to feel more comfortable to spend a little bit more money on my handbags. But that is something that I personally feel doesn't just immediately happen. If you have never carried a luxury handbag before and you tend to worry about those kind of things, it might be smart to start conservative. Now, I can't give a one specific price that I recommend for everybody because it's not gonna work for necessarily everybody. But if you wanted kind of a general idea of what I think $1,500 is a really good place to start. Now, again, depending on your particular budget, maybe you need to come a little bit more down, or maybe you can afford to go a little bit more up, and maybe that's something you feel comfortable with. Again, everybody is gonna be a little bit different. I did wanna share a new handbag that I just added to my collection that happens to be under that $1,500 price point, and I do think is such a beautiful, beautiful luxury handbag. This is the YSL camera bag. The quality of this piece is amazing, and I highly recommend YSL as one of your first luxury handbags. It is a classic house. Their bags are timeless. Most, if not all of their bags are a classic silhouette that you will be able to pull out for many, many years. The quality of all of their bags, but this bag in particular, is stunning. I am loving this like chevron, or, you know, I'm not sure what you would call this, but I am loving this like quilted detail. The leather is beautiful. The hardware is always beautiful. Even the hardware on the tassel here is stunning. This is such a beautiful bag, and it comes in a lot of different colors. I'll make sure to link this one down below. So I actually ordered this one from FARFETCH. You guys know that I get a coupon code from them every couple of months or so, and I just got a new one from them. I will pop it on the screen right here. I will also put it down below in the info box. You can save 10% on farfetch.com. Keep in mind, it is not going to be for every single luxury brand on the website, but there are a ton of luxury brands that you can use it for. They have everything from YSL, Gucci, Prada, basically everything that you can think of. So make sure to use that coupon code at checkout and see if you can save 10%. But I really, really love this piece. It is classic. It is simple. It is one of those pieces that I do think it could be an everyday handbag because you've got the adjustable strap. You can wear it crossbody or longer on the shoulder. It would just be a really, really good day or evening bag just because of the general silhouette. It's just really, really fun. I fell in love with this color, but like I said, it did come in a ton of other colors. You've got the kind of signature YSL interior, a couple of pockets on the inside as well. It actually reminds me of the Gucci Soho, but I like the fact that the sides come up a little bit higher here. One of the issues that I had with my Gucci Soho Disco was every single time that I went to grab it, because the strap was more centered in the bag. I mean, it wasn't completely centered, but it was more centered than this. When I went to grab it, it was like the bag didn't know what was like up or what was down, so my stuff was constantly falling out. And this one is a lot higher up, so whenever I go to grab this one, like, the bag knows that it is supposed to be up this way, and I don't have that problem with this one. But it is such a good bag, and if you're looking for your first luxury handbag, or in general looking for a brand you should buy, I definitely recommend YSL. I'll make sure to link a few other luxury handbags down below that are under that $1,500 price range. But like I said, that is just kind of a really good start in my opinion. Depending on your budget and your lifestyle, maybe you can go a little bit higher, or maybe you'll need to go a little bit under that budget. But make sure to check out the info box for a few other handbags under that price range. Tip number 3 is to consider purchasing pre-loved. I get asked all the time about where I recommend buying pre-loved, so I'll make sure to link all my favorite places down below that I've actually purchased from, or I know people that have purchased from there and have always had a really, really good experience. So make sure to check that down below. But there are a couple of reasons why I think buying pre-loved is a really, really good first option. I know it may not sound or be as exciting. You're not going into the store and getting that whole luxury experience, but at the end of the day, what is that you want? You want a handbag that you love and that you will actually use. So one of the things about pre-loved is, first and foremost, you can save some money, right? Like, it's great, you can save some money. Maybe you can get a handbag that's a little bit more difficult to find. Maybe you can get a handbag that is limited edition, but probably the #1 reason why I personally consider buying pre-loved at times, and I think is a really, really smart reason to buy pre-loved, is because it takes away that like new factor. There is something about purchasing a brand new handbag, especially if you've gone a little bit over budget and spent more than you're typically used to spending. A lot of times it's hard to quote unquote break the seal. It's hard to wear that handbag for the very first time. It's brand new, you don't want to touch it, you don't want to do anything to it. So what happens after you buy it? It sits there. It sits there and you don't wear it for days, maybe weeks. There's even been times where I didn't wear a handbag for months after I purchased it because I didn't want to get it dirty. But every single time I've ever bought pre-loved, I don't have that problem. I have no problem wearing it immediately. It instantly takes away that stress level. Not that sometimes I don't even get pre-loved handbags that are in perfect condition, because I have, but there's something about knowing that it's kind of already been loved a little bit. You don't have to be as gentle. It just wants some love, so you can give it some love right away. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense in all situations, but I do think that sometimes buying pre-loved just takes away that stress and anxiety of the handbag being brand spanking new. Some of my favorite handbags have been purchased pre-loved. This is one of my newer pre-loved pieces. This is a Louis Vuitton Alma PM. I honestly didn't even have this handbag on my wish list, but when I saw it, I instantly fell in love. I was drawn to not only the bag itself, I love an Alma. The quality is amazing. It's just so beautiful, and it was so perfect in this epi leather. And then my Prada bag, this was also purchased pre-loved, and this is one of my most classic bags, something that I will always have in my collection. To be honest, both of these are very, very classic bags, but I purchased this one pre-loved. When I purchased this one pre-loved, I wasn't sure if this was going to be one of those classic bags, like classic forever bags for me, and it ended up being that. I didn't know that it was going to be at the time. I really wasn't sure, but I decided to go ahead and purchase it pre-loved because not only was it in amazing condition, but I was able to get the exact color and size and everything that I want and save some money and be able to enjoy it right away. Now it is one of those pieces that I will have in my collection forever. It is stunning, it is classic. So if you're purchasing your first luxury handbag, I would definitely consider pre-loved. Like I said, some of my most classic bags have been pre-loved, or bags that were maybe a little bit more difficult to find. This Louis Vuitton backpack, for instance, was discontinued, but I wanted this particular style, and I am so glad that I found this one on the pre-loved market as well. So I'll link some pre-loved options down below, as well as just my favorite places to shop pre-loved, but definitely consider pre-loved if you're purchasing your first handbag. Tip #4 when buying that first luxury handbag is to make sure you pick a style that actually fits within your lifestyle. So keep in mind, I say your lifestyle. With all of these social media, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, even with handbag reviews, we fall in love with these handbags that would never work for us. I'm guilty of that as well. I have really learned the style of handbag that I know that I will wear. Now, with that said, I also like to have a large variety of handbags because I do have a larger collection at this point. However, if it was the beginning of my collection, I was very picky about the handbags that I would choose within my lifestyle. I knew that I needed something that had plenty of room. I also wanted something that was comfortable to wear. I really loved a good crossbody. I really loved a good tote. So ask yourself what handbags actually work for you. What are you carrying right now? Do you carry primarily crossbody? Do you carry primarily totes? Once you decide the style that works for you, that's whenever you can start to look at the brands that carry those styles and make a decision on which one would be a good purchase for you. I in particular love 2 different style of handbags, and I just recently added this handbag to my collection. I'm obsessed, you guys. I literally opened this up and squealed. The quality of this piece is amazing. Like, literally, I'm not even kidding. I haven't been this excited about a handbag and I feel like a really long time. It just smells so good. I love the hardware. The handles are stunning, and it comes with a strap. I love the versatility of this one, and that is something that you should really be considering when you're making that first luxury handbag purchase. I also ordered this one from FARFETCH recently. Again, I do have that coupon code. I'll link it down below for you guys. You can save 10% on a ton of luxury brands, and they do have a little bit of everything for you guys. I've had this handbag on my wish list for a really long time, and it actually came in a different size, and I just thought that that one was just a little too big for me. It's so important whenever you find a handbag that you love that you really ask yourself if the size, style, silhouette, versatility works for you. Like I said, I really fell in love with this handbag when it came out, but just the size was so overwhelming, and I knew I probably wouldn't reach for it. And then they came out with this new size that comes with the strap, and I just knew it was perfect for me. Keep in mind, if this particular tote didn't come with the longer strap option, it wouldn't be as versatile. This handle, as beautiful as it is, you cannot carry this on the shoulder. So this would primarily be a top handle bag, which I love the look of. I think it's so chic, but it's not very versatile. But once you add this longer strap, it just takes it up a whole nother notch. So you could wear the longer strap for day, you can take the strap off and make it a little bit dressier, a little bit chicer for, you know, more of like an evening bag if you'd like. I mean, I wouldn't say an evening bag, it still is a tote after all, but think about all those things whenever you are purchasing your handbag. This is a great bag to be able to carry a ton of items. You've got the top handle option, you've got the longer strap option, and then you compare it to something like this, and these two are not very comparable. So depending on your specific lifestyle, do you need a lot of room? Do you want a lot of versatility? Or are you a more of, I just walk out with my essentials and that is all I need kind of person? Then this might be more up your alley. So you have to decide what style, what size, what silhouette, and what kind of versatility is it that you need, and make sure you stick with that so that it will work for you. You don't want this handbag to work for you temporarily. You don't want to be so excited about buying an evening bag and then you find that you don't go out as much anymore and then it just sits in your closet. Or you don't want to buy a big tote and realize that you don't want to lug around as many things as you thought you would. So maybe something a little bit smaller is more appropriate for you. But you really need to ask yourself, what do I use? How much do I need to carry? How much versatility do I need? And stick with that. Tip number 5 is definitely subjective, but I personally feel like it is just important as all the other tips that we've talked about today. It is the age-old debate of classic versus trendy. In my opinion, if you are looking to make that first purchase or those first few purchases, I really think starting with a classic bag and getting a nice base of classic bags is so important when starting a luxury handbag collection. Now, once you've got those classic bags, you know, in your collection, adding a trendy bag is really fun, and it's something that I've started to do a lot more recently. But if you purchase a handbag that is more on the trendy side as your first handbag and you no longer love that handbag, it's just not in anymore, and you just don't get the love and the excitement anymore carrying it, you don't have anything to fall back on. So that is why if you are purchasing that first luxury handbag, I definitely recommend going classic over trendy. One of my favorite classic brands, but also favorite bags, is the YSL Nikki bag. As you can see, I have it in 2 different options. I've got it in the all over leather in the nude color, and then I have it in this beautiful suede color, which is back in stock for the upcoming seasons. I actually ordered this one from FARFETCH. I think it was last year for the fall and winter season. I really love this suede for fall and winter. If you're looking for more of a year-round bag, I definitely recommend the all over leather, but this one is stunning. It sold out really fast, and it is back in stock for the upcoming season. This one really checks off all of my boxes when it comes to a classic everyday bag. The size is perfection. You can fit everything that you need as far as your essentials and some, but you've also got a ton of versatility with this one. So you've got the straps doubled up here, or you can make it go longer and you can carry it crossbody, or of course longer on the shoulder. And I also just have to mention the back pocket on this one. I always talk about the back pocket whenever I talk about this particular bag, because it is one of the few handbags that has a like actual usable back pocket. Like, it is a really nice size. I almost always keep my cell phone back here. And then you've also got that magnet, which makes it really nice and secure. Don't forget, I do have that coupon code from FARFETCH, but again, it is not gonna work with every single brand that I've shared with you guys throughout the video, but just check it down below, click the link and use the coupon code and see if you can save 10% on your FARFETCH purchase. But I really do like this bag, and if you are looking to invest in your first handbag, or just wanting to know handbags that I recommend, this is one of my favorites. I love the size, I love the shape, I love the silhouette, I love the versatility. It would make a really good first luxury handbag, and I just really love it in this suede as well. Now, let me just go and really quickly compare the suede to the leather. If it is your first handbag and you want to get this bag, I would personally go with the leather. Why? Because you can wear that one year round. This one, in my opinion, is a little bit more season specific. It is very fall, it is very winter. I'm not saying you couldn't wear this in the spring and summer. If you want to do that, I think you could absolutely, if you want to. I personally feel like it is a more fall winter handbag, so I kind of reserve this for fall and winter, and I will continue to do that year after year. But I really love this bag. I think the silhouette in general is just stunning, and whichever leather or suede you decide to go with for this one, you just can't go wrong. It is so beautiful, and it's definitely one of my favorite handbags in my entire collection. So that is it, you guys. 5 tips on making that first luxury handbag purchase. As always, everything that I shared with you guys today, as well as all of my outfit details, will be linked down below in the info box. I'd love to know, if you are making your first luxury purchase, what you ended up deciding to buy, or what was your very first luxury purchase. Let me know down in the comments below. My very first luxury purchase was the Louis Vuitton bucket bag. That was the first piece that I ever actually picked, and I actually purchased that at the Louis Vuitton like flagship store in Paris. It was kind of amazing. And then like a year later, my dog chewed it up, so it was ruined. Unfortunately, I no longer have that in my collection. I wish that I did, even if just for a little piece of a memory. But make sure to share your first luxury purchases down below in the comments for me to check out. I can't wait to see what you guys purchased first. If you're new to my channel, my name is Amanda. I do a lot of luxury videos, fashion videos, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. And before you head out, make sure to watch one of these. I'll see you guys in the next one.